All the Shangri-La Frontier got buffed, but their buffs really didn't seem that crazy. However, I thought that since this is the main crossover and this is the only crossover here, some people may want a brand new update showcase compared to watching an older video. Starting with our very first character, Psyger Zero. Now, Psyger's buffs were just as underwhelming as most of the other characters. The super art did get increased. The duration on her true art also got increased. We got a duration increase on the art, along with a duration and art gauge buff on her passive, which her passive is one of the main selling points of this character, by the way. Attack Master gives you double super art damage on the initial use, plus also gives you a self-sustaining art shin buff on every use of your super art after the first one. So with these buffs, does it really change Psyger as a character? Not really. She is still big bonks on the super art. Equip slots are amazing for sustain, not to mention that she has defense equip CT speed up thanks to one of her passives, and her art can be used as a solid support option, plus she can just be a very good kind of rock unit, I guess you would say, someone to really hold down the team. I know you guys like damage though, right? So let me show you what type of deeps we can actually deal with this unit. If you're going to be team building with Psyger in terms of nuking, there's a few different buffs and debuffs you really need to make sure you got covered. For one, you need crit. Psyger doesn't supply herself with any crit, so adding that will increase her damage by quite a bit. She'll also need some kind of damage buff on top of maybe a physical res down or a damage res down. If you supply all this stuff to Psyger, then you see damage like this. That was 40 million within 12 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, if you want to see something even crazier, you could use her in raid nukes whenever they come around and have not just 3 units support her, but a total of 7 units supporting Psyger's damage. And you can imagine she easily hits for over 100 million. If you are going to nuke with her though, some of the biggest equips that I can recommend for you is going to be something like this: the Ashura, the Black Trike, and the Relic Dola armor. Now, I know Ashura is a bit more of a premium equip. It's a bit more limited. A lot of you guys may not have it, and that's perfectly fine if you don't. Just use anything that's going to be able to give you a good burst of art shin. There's been plenty of equips that have came out recently that do that for the physical slot. And then for the 5-star defense, you can use something like the Holy Armor. You can use something like Flame Stola, and those are going to give you just straight damage buffs. So we get it, right? We get it. The nuking is crazy with Psyger. It always has been. What about in sustain? How good is she when you use her against the newest fight in the game, Holy Knight Roy? The way how you play her in this situation is very simple. In most cases, you are going to be starting out with your art because you want to get your teammates online. The quicker your teammates come online, the better it is for Psyger. Once your teammates are going, you know, they have the true arts going, the art shin, everything else that they're going to be looking for, that's when you can start using stuff like your true art for some extra damage. You don't need to constantly keep this buff up if you don't want to, but it can be very potent for you too. And then finally, that massive super art you want to save for any burst phase. So anytime you need to break a boss to deal a significant amount of damage, or maybe you need to wait till a certain threshold to try to burst the boss all the way down, that is when you need to use this super art. This exact game plan I just told you is the exact game plan I followed for this fight. I'm using the true art just to get some extra damage because really in this fight, the quicker you're able to end it, the better. And once the boss is broken, we're able to accelerate how long we're in this fight because, ladies and gentlemen, look at the damage from the girl Psyger right here. Instant super art pop off right there. We are at 200,000 when we initially use this super art, and watch the jump right here once Psyger slams down, jumping all the way up to 12 million damage just like that. This is an in-game boss, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the hardest bosses in the game right now, and that's what Psyger just did. There are times where you can use all aspects of the kit, and when you can do that, she shines extremely bright. As you see, we're still trying to just burst him down as fast as possible since we're now in the second phase of the fight. And yeah, he's done for. Literally, everybody else, you know, kind of gets frozen and stuff, and it kind of sucks, but it doesn't matter because Shiro just ends it with the true art. Now, one thing that I did not mention when it comes to sustain, and technically this is a bit of a negative, but it is something to take note of, that the better defense equips you have, the better her performance will be in sustain. If you have, like, you know, just very mid-tier or low-tier defense equips, she's not gonna be that potent. But if you have very strong defense equips, you're going to be seeing a lot more use out of her in sustain comps. But I know all you guys are here for the damage, so you know what, let's go to the damage battle and show you what she can do there while we talk about some of her negatives. The biggest negative Psyger has is that she seems to do so much, but so little nowadays. Her damage buff is nice. You probably won't need it since you're already going to be using someone like Hoka or like Chloe or whoever else, you know, that is more of these hybrid of support and damage buffers that we have nowadays. And that will really be all you need in majority of situations. And it's not going to be the reason you put her on the team, right? The barrier on the art doesn't give damage mitigation, so it's easily broken, which sucks compared to characters like Beta and Shuro that we have that just make it to where their barriers never break because of the effective HP that those barriers do have. With all that being said, you can kind of just guess what this one is. She's hard to slot in over other characters if you have the better options. Let's say building a team that is extremely compy, right? Why would you pick this character over a unit like Shuro? Or why would you pick this character over Beta? Or if you need crazy amounts of damage, even a character like Summer Miyu may be able to benefit you even more in a sustained fight than a character like Psyger. Or even a unit like Shadow can benefit you too, which is 2 units we're using in this gameplay, right? Psyger is having to face a lot of competition, and compared to how it was back in the day, she could be used in a lot of situations. But now, a lot of people have just the better options, and they're a bit more appealing than, unfortunately, our attack master here. Don't let that sway you from using this girl. Psyger is still a very competent character with a lot of ups and some very apparent weaknesses. She has everything you could ask for in a unit and will be a great asset no matter where you are in the game. Brand new, veteran, you know, you've been playing the game for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you maybe have to pay child support. I don't know, you know, something like that. It doesn't matter. You're going to be able to get a use out of Psyger. We should be able to carry you through a lot of stuff though. Nah, not really. But as said before, she will be the rock of the team. She'll hold the team down and make sure the team can stay up in times of need. But ladies and gentlemen, though, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all for hanging out. It's been your boy P. Tell me down below what you all think about Psyger. Do you guys still like this unit? Do you guys think she's a little bit washed? Or what's the deal with her? Let me know all that type of stuff down below in the comment section. Also, let me know who do you want to see next out of all of the Shangri-La Frontier characters? Sunraku, Arthur, Oi. Let me know that too. Oh, and one more thing before you leave, don't forget to drink water.